There are lots of wonderful conservative policy organizations doing great work, but Independent Women's Forum is unique. We bring conservative free market ideas to those beyond the base. Think of us as specialists in bridging 3 problems. We bridge the perception gap about conservatives, countering stereotypes, rebranding conservatives, and growing the movement. We bridge the persuasion gap with non-conservatives, winning over women, moderates, millennials, and minorities. And we bridge the messaging gap on challenging issues, turning liabilities into assets. Ultimately, we engage, inform, represent, and champion women everywhere. That's why we stood up against the leftist Women's March, giving voice to the millions of women who reject their radical agenda. This year, Independent Women's Law Center defended due process and needed reforms to Title IX and the constitutional role of the Supreme Court. And while almost all conservative groups were focused on defending Judge Amy Coney Barrett from the left's attacks on her faith, we expected the real attacks would come on healthcare issues like pre-existing conditions and undoing the Affordable Care Act, and helped our allies explain why those were canards. Independent Women's Voice has been a leading organization in the fight for healthcare price transparency. We launched the Patient Protection Pledge to give lawmakers and candidates the opportunity to stand with 90% of Americans and bring much-needed price transparency to our healthcare system. We continue to shine a spotlight on the harms that government regulations cause to real people through our Chasing Work storytelling campaign. We're also almost alone in the fight against the destructive new state and federal paid leave entitlement programs. We explain how, now more than ever, parents need control over their children's education. We fight for fairness and opportunity for women, and for laws such as our much-improved version of the Violence Against Women Act, same name but vastly better bill. We stand up for women's rights and freedoms around the world, and we celebrate women like many of you. Entrepreneurs, journalists, policymakers, businesswomen, caregivers, and civic and community leaders. This is just the beginning. Join us as we tackle new opportunities, expand into uncharted territories, speak up for the maligned and ignored, have a real impact on behalf of not only America's women, but America and all it stands for, and create a better, freer world. Thank you for joining us. We are glad to have you aboard on this exciting and worthwhile journey.